alert because we had one Monday, we have one today, and we also have it going into the day on Wednesday as well. So just keep that in mind for those of you that suffer from asthma, and do your part to help with the ozone pollution. You can do that by carpooling, riding your bike, walking if you can to work, especially as the conditions are much more manageable outside. Now it's still warm. I'm not going to say that it's cool by any means, but at least we are not talking about heat indices in the triple digits. It's 93 degrees out there and it feels like 93 in Cedar Hill. What about Dallas? Dallas is 96, mainly clear conditions out there, and it is going to be perfect, especially if you're sitting in the shade, to sit out on the patio tonight. 93 degrees at 6 o'clock, 91 by 7 o'clock. Now we are going to see kind of some ups and downs, and we also have another cold front that arrives tomorrow, Jason. That could bring a few showers. Some of us will see it. We'll talk about that and who has the best chance coming up.
All right, a front is always welcome news. We will definitely loop back here for that in just a
couple days, and that's going to be no different as we head into the day on Wednesday. So I want to start with that air quality alert now for Wednesday as well for the Metroplex and surrounding counties. It is going to be beautiful though as we drop a lot of that humidity off after that cold front over the weekend. Here's a live look at UNT and Denton. It's still warm, 94 degrees, but at least it feels like 94. Dallas Baptist University, a few high clouds out there, but otherwise mainly clear. 97 out there, and live look in downtown Dallas, 96 degrees. At this point. Now, as we move into the evening hours tonight, we are going to see another night where temperatures drop into the upper 60s or even low 70s. I know you liked that this morning as you left for work or school. 68 tomorrow morning in Waxahachie, 66 in Corsicana. Terrell, 66 degrees. Several locations still from Dallas to the north and to the west are going to stay in the low to even mid 70s, but we are going to see another cold front move in as we go into Wednesday. So it's not going to really impact temperatures much. As you can see over the course of the next several days, we're going to stay above normal. Normal's 91 degrees today, 91 tomorrow. It does drop to 90 as we move into the weekend. So it's not going to do too much for at least temperatures, but it is going to give some of us a small chance for rain and also a reinforcement of drier air dropping those dew points. So let's look at our satellite and radar. Not much going on out there right now. There's a few thunderstorms that kind of fizzled out off to the northwest. A little bit of leftover cloud cover from those, but no rain. Now as we move into early tomorrow morning, that front's going to dip south out of Oklahoma. Here's 5 o'clock. This is going to be right along the Red River where the best chance to see any rainfall as we go into the day tomorrow, and even that is spotty. But if we stop it at 7 o'clock, you can already see the coverage is much less, only about 20% in coverage at the highest. And then as that front gets closer, it doesn't quite move through DFW until the lunch hour, but at that point we're just dealing with a few clouds out there. I'm not expecting much in the way of rainfall. In the afternoon during peak heating, there may be a few showers that are behind the front, but it does look like this model is showing that most of those fire closer to Abilene, Eastland, Ranger, some of those locations. So if you're lucky, you see some of that rainfall. If not, at least it's going to bring in some drier air once again. And we're still keeping an eye on a very unorganized disturbance in the Gulf of Mexico. As of right now, the National Hurricane Center has a 40% chance of development in the next 5 days or so. And we are, of course, still keeping an eye on Larry, which is going to continue to be a fish storm, just really to the east of Bermuda. Otherwise, going back over the forecast for tonight, not bad, nice, calm, southeast winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. We're going to keep those mainly clear skies around, and then a few clouds will increase as that cold front inches in here early tomorrow morning. Again, a chance of an isolated shower or thunderstorm. Most of us will not receive a drop. I only have about 20% in coverage. Expect breezy conditions south to north. So once that front moves through, the winds will switch from the south to the north, 10 to 15, gusting up to 20 miles per hour. Now, if you look at the 10-day forecast, you can see, yeah, we were talking about that cold front Wednesday, but we are going to go right back up temperature-wise. 98 degrees Friday, 99 Saturday. It is more of a dry heat, though, so at least we've got that. And then look at next week. There's still a lot of discrepancies in the models in regards to next week, but it does look like a little bit more of an unsettled weather pattern and temperatures that are back closer to normal. We'll be right back. Ozone pollution, so please make sure that you limit the time spent outside, especially in those counties that surround the Metroplex like Fort Worth. Fort Worth, here's a live look out there right now. It's 94 degrees, and if we look at downtown Dallas, it's 96 degrees, but many locations are in the low 90s to wrap up this Tuesday as you head back to work after the long weekend. A very similar setup, though, as we move forward into the evening hours tonight. If you look here at the breakdown of the forecast, you can see we are going to be dealing with temperatures temperatures in the 90s by 7 o'clock, but then into the 80s. And for the last several weeks, other than yesterday, we've stayed in the 80s all night long. Well, that's not going to be the case once again tonight. 79 degrees at midnight, 75 by 3 o'clock, upper 60s for surrounding spots. The urban areas like Fort Worth, Dallas, you're going to stay in the lower 70s. Either way, it's going to be a really nice start to the day on Wednesday. Another cold front arrives Wednesday. What that means for us, we'll have all of those details coming up.
I need to start getting up earlier to actually enjoy that and take advantage of it. See you again in just a few.
Afternoon. Taking a live look at UNT and Denton. I love this shot. You can see the mean green. It's beautiful out there because we did have quite a bit of rain all summer long. So this stretch of mainly dry weather really isn't hurting us much. 95 degrees in Fair Park. Beautiful look here. If we look at where we topped out for today, 95 degrees is where we topped out at DFW Airport. So that's above normal, and we're going to continue this stretch above normal really for the rest of the week. That's where we're going to be. Right now we're at 94 degrees. Winds are calm. Dew points are in the mid 50s, so it feels fantastic out there. It's going to drop as we move forward through the evening hours. It's going to end up in the upper 60s for locations to the east of Dallas-Fort Worth and to the south, like Corsicana at 66. Hillsborough, you're going to wake up at about 69 degrees, 71 in Fort Worth, 72 in Decatur, and into the mid to upper 70s, closer to the frontal boundary that's going to move in tomorrow for northwest of DFW. See that front on there? It's really not going to do much with our temperatures. We're still going to be above normal all the way through at least the beginning of the next week before we see some things change. But we are going to see another shot of drier air behind this front. What that means is that the nice dew points that we have right now, we're going to have that reinforcement as we go into the middle of the week. But I did want to just show you kind of where we're going here with normal high temperatures, since we're really not going to see a break this week. Here's the normal high for today, 91 degrees. By October 1st, so less than a month away, we're down to a normal high temperature of 84 degrees. That's a big difference. And then by the end of October, we're down to the lower 70s. And then by the time we get toward the first day of winter, it is 57 degrees, and you can see that's kind of where we stay. That's our coolest normal high temperature of the year. If we look at our satellite and radar right now, we're dry, but we did talk about that chance for rain as we move into tomorrow along that front. The highest coverage is going to be here toward Wichita Falls, Gainesville, Bowie, 20% in coverage down toward Dallas-Fort Worth, and if you're south and east of that, you're going to really not see a drop. But if we go back over that forecast for tonight, it's going to be really nice, calm, 72 degrees in Dallas and Fort Worth. Southeast winds will switch from the south to the north after that front moves through tomorrow. 10 to 15 miles per hour. Wouldn't be surprised if we have a gust up to 20. 95 degrees tomorrow, and if you look at that 10-day forecast, no relief in regards to at least the temperatures until we get into the next week. And then it does look like an unsettled weather pattern will also keep our temperatures down into the upper 80s to right around 90s for most of next week. Jason, there's still some coming up. We have a hot forecast, but at least it's less humid. But I do have some cooler temperatures in the forecast. You're going to want to hear that coming up.
Explain a very big number to people and let them know how their tax dollars are getting spent.
Well, everybody wants to look at Legos.
Yeah,
so
I know.
I totally get it.
Your daughter is probably not that far away from her first little, I think they're Duplos, the ones for like the toddlers. Yeah.
Yeah, we've got a few of the bigger ones at the house. She likes to play with those, but mainly to just get on my floor and I step on them.
Yeah, there you
go.
go.
That's
painful when you're in bare feet, let me tell you.
Right?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Taking a live look in Cedar Hill, I love when the sun starts to go down on this camera. A few high clouds out there, but overall mainly clear. We've got 93 degrees, 97 at Dallas Baptist University, so a little warm there, but beautiful. And we topped out right around 95 at DFW Airport today. Our normal high temperature for this time of year is right around 91, so we are a few degrees above that for today, and no rain in the rain gauge, and it's really going to stay mainly dry here as we move forward. There's a small chance of rain tomorrow morning. We'll look at that here with our timecast in just a second. We'll show you who has the best chance. 95 degrees is where we are right now with an east-southeast wind at about 5 miles per hour, but it's really the dew point we're celebrating in the mid-50s. That's so pleasant. It feels great, and it's going to feel great as you head out the door tomorrow morning as well. just like today, we are going to have several locations in the 60s and even lower 70s. So Denton, as you head out tomorrow, 72, same thing in Dallas, 71 in Fort Worth, but in other spots, we've got 66 in Athens, 67 in Greenville, 68 in Waxahachie, 69 in Hillsborough. A little bit farther to the northwest, it's a little bit more on the muggy side. But that front's going to sink through here early Wednesday morning, clearing DFW by the time we get into the afternoon. Now, if you look here, it really doesn't do much for our temperatures, right? We stay above normal all the way through the weekend, but it is going to bring a small chance for a few showers. Here's a look at satellite and radar right now, where we don't have much going on here. What we're going to watch for, though, is early tomorrow about 5 o'clock in the morning as this front sinks south out of Oklahoma. You can see that there's a few showers that develop. It's really going to be anywhere from Gainesville to Bowie up to the northwest toward Wichita Falls. Yeah, as we get closer to 8, 9 o'clock, there may be a shower, but this model shows it kind of fizzles out as it gets closer to DFW. Here's the front at noon. A few clouds out there, but I don't think we're going to get much in the way of rain. And once we get to peak heating, most of that rain is going to be to the south of that front anyway. So don't expect the rain out of this. Don't turn off your sprinklers by any means, but maybe you'll be one of the lucky ones that sees a chance for rain. Either way, we're keeping an eye on a disturbance in the Gulf of Mexico, about 40% chance from the National Hurricane Center that it could develop. But the good news is that front we're talking about moving through here tomorrow is eventually going to push all of that to the north and east and move it out of the way. So we are not worried about this storm by any means, and we're still not worried about Larry. That is a fish storm. If you have plans to travel to Bermuda, you may have some pretty large waves, but overall it's staying out to sea. Going back over the forecast for tonight, mainly clear, nice, calm, southeast winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. You'll notice tomorrow that the winds will be out of the south in the morning. Once that front moves through, they switch to out of the north, so it'll be a nice north breeze, 10 to 15, gusting up to 20 miles per hour throughout the afternoon and evening. Again, remember, a chance of a few showers and thunderstorms, coverage only about 20%, and then we're dry all the way through the weekend. But then next week, it does look like we get into a more unsettled weather pattern where a disturbance moves in from the south into central Texas, inching up closer to us. So we will watch that very carefully and see what the changes are as we move forward. But it does look like it also keeps our temperatures in check back down to where we should be, because Chris, by the time we get into beginning of next week, our normal high temperatures down to 90 and then quickly down to 89 by the middle of next week.
Yeah,
it's
for
getting better.
For a lot of folks, it can't come soon enough. Thanks.
Football, you're kind of hoping that the weather follows suit with some fall-like temperatures. We'll have a look at your full forecast. It's coming up in just a few minutes. The haze, the reflection off of Joku Lake, 93 degrees out there still, so it is still warm. Look at Dallas Baptist University. That's one of our warmer spots, so I like to show that. 95 is where we topped out at DFW Airport today, and that is above normal. We are going to be that way as we go through the rest of the week. We're now at 96 at DFW, so we're going to have to change that as it just jumped. So temperatures have topped out at 96 degrees at DFW today, which is 5 degrees above normal instead of 4. We are going to still have a really nice start to the day tomorrow, despite the fact that each day this week we're going to be above normal. Some locations, once again, repeating what we had this morning in the 60s. Bonham, 68. Sulphur Springs, 66. We've got 68 in Jacksonville as well. Still in the low to mid 70s off to the north and west, including Dallas, 72, 71 in Fort Worth, and 72 in Decatur. As we move forward through the rest of the week, we do have a cold front that's going to move through tomorrow. It's really not going to be fall-like after that cold front moves through. Unfortunately, we're still going to have those temperatures above normal and even heating up even more as we go into the weekend, with 8 degrees above normal on Friday and 9 degrees above normal on Saturday, because the normal high temperature on Friday drops to 90 instead of 91. But there is going to be a chance to see a few showers or thunderstorms, which we'll look at in just a moment. But I did want to give you something, since I can't give you a big cool down behind the front. Look at the difference in temperature between September 7th and October 1st. So today, 91. By October 1st, less than a month from now, our normal high temperature drops to 84. And then by October 31st on Halloween, it drops to 72. And then it's going to drop to 57 by the end of the year when we kick off winter on December 21st. So at least we have that to look forward to, but no big cool down as we move forward this week. Satellite and radar showing you we did have a few showers off to the west, but those kind of fizzled out. The best time frame for rain tomorrow is going to be between the hours of about 5 in the morning until about 8 in the morning. That's going to be the best chance. And the locations that'll have the highest coverage will be from Gainesville, Bowie, Decatur up to the north and west toward Wichita Falls with 30% in coverage. DFW area, you're at 20% in coverage, and then the farther south and east you go, it's even lower than that at 10% in coverage. So don't turn off your sprinklers by any means, but hey, you could see a drop of rainfall. We're still watching that area in the Gulf of Mexico. I do want to show you this though, because the good news is that front that moves through tomorrow is a driver for this thing. So it's going to push any rain and showers and thunderstorms associated with it off to the north and east instead of bringing it toward Texas. So we do not have to worry about that. So really the tropics are really not that active at this point. We're just watching Larry, which is going to have no impact on land whatsoever. So take a breather. The tropics are not active. We are also going to be mainly dry at least through the weekend. You'll see on the 10-day in just a second a chance for rain later, but calm, mostly clear tonight. Southeast winds 5 to 10 miles per hour with temperatures right around 72 degrees. 95 tomorrow, 20% coverage. Again, a few showers and thunderstorms possible. And then if you look at the 10-day forecast here, you can see dry all the way through the weekend, but that unsettled weather pattern as we go into the next week, we're kind of all holding our breath that stays together. It's still several days out and there's some discrepancies in the models, so expect changes with this, but it does look likely we will see some rain, and we will also see reflect a cooler temperatures as we head into next weekend. So it's definitely not feeling.
No, take it. I think we're used to it here. We're actually pretty lucky though, because most everyone else has got to wait till Sunday. We get ours served up here in about 2 days.
Sunday you can just chill, put on something on the grill and just hang out all day because you don't have to worry about Cowboys football.